Happy holidays, Atlanta. Today on Play to Win, who will be under center for UGA? How to pass rush Bryce Young, and let's predict the remaining Falcons schedule. It's all that and more coming up next on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads, Bojangles, and Reliable Heating and Air. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Our hometown team report is brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. It is a very special, sparkly show today. We've got Chuck Smith, Bob Whitfield, Terrence Mathis, everybody else joining us here in just a bit. Happy holidays, guys. Are you having a great time being at home with your families, relaxing?
Oh, yeah. Enjoying every minute of it, Nikki. Just chilling,
And Chuck's fresh off of a birthday.
Yep, still nifty at 52. Nifty.
52, looking like you're 35. Thriving.
Don't gas him up.
Absolutely thriving. Guys, and you know what? We've got some exciting football that I know is on a lot of people's wish list here at the holidays. We're 6 days away from Cincinnati versus Alabama, Georgia versus Michigan. Do we think this is the best playoff matchup in history? Bob, I'll start with you.
I say it's the most diverse because it takes in a non-Power 5 conference school in Cincinnati, and then it puts a known head coach that everybody seen and been around him, Jim Harbaugh, is finally doing something with Michigan. So I think it's some Cinderella stories going on. But, you know, there's only one glass slipper. There's only one pumpkin ride. I don't know that whole story, that whole fairy tale, but it's going to be a fairy tale ending for somebody if it's not Georgia or Alabama.
I agree with Bob. Look at the diversity. Listen, most of America is going to be captivated by what's going on. You got Michigan, you got Cincinnati, then you got Alabama who speaks for themselves. Then you got a Georgia team that people are like, how good are they really? Because they dominated and had one of the greatest seasons in college football history in the regular season. It might be one of the best, Nikki. I can't disagree with that.
Well, dadgummit, I like it when you guys disagree. Terrence, give us something different to work with.
Well, I can't disagree with him. You got to understand, you look at these games, it makes you nervous because you don't know who's going to come out of there. You can predict Alabama because of their experience. You can pick Georgia because of their defense. And you can pick Michigan because of how physical in the power running games. And then you can pick Cincinnati, who could be the Cinderella story. So this is an intriguing championship series right here.
A true fairy tale, if you will, with this amazing part of the season. Georgia State playing in the Camellia Bowl. They're taking on Ball State. What do people need to know to get caught up on Georgia State? Chuck?
Well, I think people need to know that Georgia State, this is a program that's growing. There are a lot of high school players around the state that need to know, if you want to play some big-time ball, go to Georgia State. Listen, they had some tough games this year, but to me, this is a program that's on the rise, and I love seeing Georgia State, and I like to see them continue to have success.
Well, speaking of success, we got to talk Bryce Young. How in the world do you defend him? We'll break all that down next, coming up on Football's Play to Win.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rush to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
Are we there yet?
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 We're there.
Get your children vaccinated. Protect them from getting COVID-19 as they get back to being kids. Talk to your pediatrician.
Thank you, Mom.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 0% financing on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, you may qualify for $500 bonus cash when you find your red tag. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. The great Chris Marler joining us in the house to talk some Alabama football, because Alabama, Cincinnati, right around the corner. But Chris, catch the fans up on what they need to know about Cincinnati before this game.
Okay, I mean, I've just been like heavy breathing into a brown paper bag for weeks now, because this is going to be a really tough matchup for Bama, and I don't think people realize it, especially with John Mechie out. You've got a top 10 scoring offense, top 10 scoring defense. You got a very veteran-laden team, a lot of seniors here. Talk about Sauce Gardner. He's a defensive back that's going to lock up with Jameson Williams. He hasn't allowed a touchdown in the last 2 years, like the 2 whole years. And then you look at the offense, and you have, Desmond Ridder, who's a fourth-year senior quarterback, had 30 touchdowns this year, and they even have a running back that went to Bama, over 1,000 yards, almost 20 touchdowns. Everywhere you look, this team is very, very well put together, and the moment will not be too big for Luke Fickell.
Or a flower. I like the flower power there that you're rocking, Chris. Chuck, you're a two-time bowl game MVP. If you're in this game, how are you dealing with Bryce Young?
So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going after him. I'm sitting in the kitchen sink, because just like Chris said, this isn't exactly Bama's best wide receiver group that they've ever had, or the best one they had starting them this season. I'm sitting in the kitchen sink. I'm trying to beat them up. I already know that they're limited running the game. Bama's guys should be a little more healthy for the ball game, but I am blitzing. I am not letting him sit back there and make magical plays. I'm going to say, you know what? You're going to either beat me with all these guys coming at you, or we're going to lose this game. I'm going after them with blitzes, pressures, and I'm sitting in the kitchen sink, Nikki.
And Bob, what's it like to block for a quarterback like Bryce Young?
Well, you got to have some dish towels, I guess, if you got to defend against a kitchen sink coming your way, But it's one of those things. Bryce Young is different from a scrambling quarterback I blocked for, Michael Vick, because Bryce Young is more like Steve Young. The 49ers great that he moves around in the pocket, but he keeps his eyes downfield to throw deep passes. He redirects those receivers to do things when he has to scramble. So he's one of those quarterbacks, to me, he maintains his poise. He's not run first. He's still a passer, and he can evade some blitzes with his legs and throw that ball deep.
All right, guys, when we come back, it's the conversation we've been having for a little while. Daniels or Bennett, and we keep it moving next on Football's Play to Win.
This might look like a cliffhanger,
but this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rush to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
You just bought a new house. Now you've got to move. Nobody likes to move. That's why you call Atlanta Peach Movers. Your choice for the best move. No job is too big or too small, and you can be assured your belongings will get where they need to be on time and in one piece. Our in-house training facility ensures our team is ready to offer you unmatched service and a no-hassle moving experience. For the best value in the business, call Atlanta Peach Movers for a free quote today.
Life is reliably unreliable, and your home is no exception. Whether it's got the chills, or a temp, the drips, or the zaps. Whatever the ailment, you need a reliable solution fast. That's where Reliable Heating and Air comes in. We're talking same-day service, all backed by the 100% satisfaction reliable guarantee. Go to reliableair.com today to schedule your same-day service.
Hi, honey. Oh, I missed you.
You just want to video call the kids.
Okay. Hush, little baby.
Don't say a word. But if slow upload speeds turn your good night call into an accidental horror movie,
Can you hear me?
shut it down. Just remember, you're not a bad mom. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers faster upload speeds for more reliable video calls. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877 only ATT.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
Welcome back. The Dog Report is brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We've been talking about it for a while, and I'm going to ask for the 1,000th time, COVID protocols aside, who should be playing? Is it Stetson Bennett or JT Daniels? What do you think, Chris?
So, Nikki, listen, I didn't have a very long list for Christmas. Like, I didn't ask Santa for a lot of things. But the one thing I asked all of you for was to never talk about this stupid topic ever again. And here we are, closing the year out strong. If we do this in 2022, I'm walking off the set. Probably not. Who should start? Stetson Bennett. And I'll say it because he's started the entire year and he danced with the one that brung you. And also, from a selfish standpoint, I don't know if he is capable of beating Alabama because he's thrown 5 interceptions in the past 2 games against them. That being said, how do you throw JT Daniels into the fire of like this level of competition at the end of the season when he hasn't played all year? I think that would just be a terrible decision by Kirby. I also hope he does.
Fair point. Listen, nobody has ran on Georgia's defense all year. Do you think Michigan is going to be the first, Chuck?
No, I don't think so. I think Georgia, they're going to hunker down, as they say.
No,
I really do, Nikki. I'm going to tell you one thing that Michigan's going to get a surprise of. One thing you see when you see like the Alabama, Georgia, the SEC championship, man, the physicalness, the way them boys fly around, the physical strike, the ability for the dogs, the tackling, just the aggressiveness. I think Georgia's going to come out and hammer Michigan personally. I don't think Michigan's going to be able to run. Mm-hmm. I just think Georgia, to me, I see Georgia actually beating Michigan a little worse than most people think around the country. And I think it's going to start with stopping the run. And Michigan doesn't have a great passing game.
No. The leading receiver has three touchdowns all year.
Well, we do know that when we did see UGA struggle, it was in the secondary. So do you think that Michigan will be able to take advantage of that at all, Bob?
No. And I think where the struggle's going to happen, Nikki, it's not the UGA secondary. It's really Michigan's secondary might struggle because with the tight end Bowers and then Pickens at receiver, that gives Stetson Bennett 2 weapons on offense. So Michigan has to contend with that and then a rotational backfield and stopping the run of Georgia. So I think it's the other way around. Michigan might struggle in the secondary, stopping the Georgia passing attack.
All right, guys. Well, now it's time for our college football showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
And of course, it's Georgia, it's Michigan, and who are you going to take? Who's winning this game, Chris?
I'm with Chuck, to be honest. I think Georgia gets back on track. I think they absolutely make a statement down there in Miami. I would say Georgia 33-10.
Chuck?
I ain't good with the numbers like Chris, but I just think Georgia's going to shut them down. I think defensively, Georgia's going to have a field day. I think Georgia's speed's going to show. I think the physicalness of the linebackers is going to show. The way they tackle, the way they swarm to the ball. I'm pulling for Georgia, but I think Georgia's going to handle their business.
Bob, normally you're a really good contrarian, but are you agreeing with everybody today?
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I think it's going to be a tight matchup. I think Georgia can pull it out in the end, but I think it's going to be a grudge match most of the game because I think Michigan's running attack is trying to build a slow type of game where they ground and pound using the MMA tactic where you just get the opponent in just a struggle match. So a tight game, but I think Georgia could probably win in the end.
Ground and pound.
Ground and pound. Make that into a hashtag. I love it, guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Do they believe that they are a playoff team? We'll peel back the layers next, coming up on Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. AT&T and Beaver Toyota.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could buy your next vehicle without going to the dealership? Now you can with Beaver Direct. It's fast and really simple. Log into BeaverToyotaUpcoming.com, click on Beaver Direct, quietly shop from hundreds of vehicles, obtain a credit approval and trade appraisal in minutes. We'll gently deliver your vehicle to your location for your private test drive. Beaver Direct is the fastest and easiest way to get a great deal on your next vehicle. Log on to BeaverToyotaUpcoming.com and see for yourself why Atlanta buys cars from Beaver Direct.
$5 for the best kind of wings, paired with the best kind of celery sticks. Crinkle fries. Arby's, we have the meats.
We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Only $19.99 a month for a new water heater.
It's bow time. Real deal chicken sandwiches don't take shortcuts. Cause bold, hand-breaded chicken, huge pickles, and buttered buns just taste better. Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich for $3.99, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
I've been swimming as long as I can remember. I was chasing my dream to make the Olympics in 2020, and then just the absolute worst thing happened. I was hit by a car. I originally went to a different attorney. They turned me down, so that was when I turned to Malik & Associates. They helped me set myself up for a financial future that will overcome the loss of what happened. They made a case for me when someone else said I didn't have one. If someone were in an accident, I would highly recommend Malik & Associates.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Welcome back. Our Falcons report is brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. We've been told, and it's been denied for a while now, this isn't a rebuild year. This isn't a rebuild year. Is it safe to say this is a rebuild year for the Falcons, Terrence?
Well, we talked about that off air a little bit, and Chuck, brought it up. And here's a time where you got to make a decision what you're trying to do, because we know they have a less than 10% chance of making the playoffs. So where do you go from here? At the end of the day, is that it seemed like to me in that last game, I'm watching that game, and it just seemed like one team just showed up and one team was playing for a playoff spot, and that was the 49ers playing for a playoff spot, and the Falcons just showed up. So they got to make a decision right now what they're trying to do. And it's not just the coaches, because the players are fighting for their jobs also.
Chuck, do you think there's an identity crisis going on?
Well, yeah, I do. And I think they think that they are something that they're not. And a team that's in a rebuild, I think they said is not, but it's safe to say that this is a rebuild. And you know what? And this is one of the biggest rebuilds the Falcons have had in quite some time. Definitely maybe in the last 20 years. You got a quarterback that's up in age. We know we need a quarterback. An offensive line that they have 3 first-rounders on the line that haven't lived up to expectations and aren't looking successful right now. They have nothing on the defensive line. The Falcons lost to 2 generations of pass rushers in Takk McKinley and Vic Beasley. The secondary is average right now. Think about where we are. So listen, the Braves about 5 years ago, I like the fact that they came out and said, we're in the rebuild. We're going to be sorry. Okay, there's another team here locally that said the same thing. The Hawks said, guess what? We're in a rebuild. We're going to start. So guess what, Falcons? You are in a rebuild, but you need to accept it and do the right things and stop misleading the fans, because this team is not a team of the playoffs, but it is in a rebuild, and there are lots of different things that you got to do to rebuild, and it starts with admitting it first.
I love that you said it, because the whole time I'm thinking Braves, Hawks, they've all been honest about it. But Bob, as a player, your mentality as a player, I mean, do you believe up here that you are a playoff caliber team? I mean, what are you doing in your own head in a season like this where you're rebuilding?
Well, it's one of those things where players can be selfish at this time of year, because the team as a whole, you might not have the energy from every guy competing on the top level. But as a selfish player, you know that you got to go out there regardless of the score and do your best to contribute on the positive and try to ball out. And I think that that's what you're going to see. You're going to see some individuals, and like Patterson, who may not be here next year, but Patterson is one of those guys that you will see that effort come out of him, and he has to be the inspiration for all those other guys. So everybody got to look within themselves and say, let me play my best ball these last few weeks, because even though it might be a rebuild, there's still opportunity to make the playoffs.
Whew, in the next few weeks, we got Detroit, Buffalo, and the Saints. It's going to be interesting, guys. Stick with us. When we come back, we're moving on around the league. You don't want to miss it. It's all coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding. We're going to find the perfect tree. We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 0% financing on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, you may qualify for $500 bonus cash when you find your red tag. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
A year ago, I was a healthy 40-year-old emergency doctor, and then I got COVID. My initial infection was mild, like so many others. Never was hospitalized, and I was okay. I was out of work for 5 months straight, and have only been able to work part-time since then. 14 months later, I'm still on a pile of pills. I still can't taste my dinner. I can't work full-time. I'm a doctor, and I'm a long hauler. And this can happen to anyone who gets COVID. Get the vaccine. Don't put it off any longer.
This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rush to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
Our grandmother Leah had a special gift when it came to tasting food.
She could identify every single ingredient.
Honey, our vegetables are made with real ingredients, the perfect blend of seasoning. You know your grandmother taught me how to bake her sweet potato pie with one ingredient that sets us apart.
What's the ingredient? Get your This Is It now. Order online for pickup or get it delivered through Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, or Easy Cater. If I guess, will you give it to me?
Today's NFL report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Our NFL report is brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. We've got some goalposts moving when it comes to the NFL COVID protocol. So, Terrence, let me ask you this. With the NFL having an issue with all of these COVID cases lately, if you were on a contender, what would your message be to teammates?
Hey, man, slow it down. Slow it down. You know, hey, look, I understand you want to go out to dinner with some friends and do all those things whatsoever. I know you want your kids to have play dates whatsoever. I know the wife want to get together with the other wives and have lunch dates whatsoever. Let's make a sacrifice. Can we make a sacrifice for a few weeks, for a couple of months? And then we see what happens after that. Let's make this run, see how far we can go. And then once we win that ring, we party and take our chances.
And, you know, it's easy to care when you're on a contender, but what if you played for a team already out of contention? Does that kind of change the messaging a little bit? Bob, you're laughing, so I'm throwing it right to you.
Yeah, because I don't want to be negative, but it's not like we're going to go to the club and be doing the little, stanky leg and all that. I think it's about a professionalism thing. I think if you care about your job and you care about your teammates and you care about, just moving forward gracefully, even though you might not make the playoffs, you have to still try to be responsible. And I guess if you're a second team guy and want to get some starting time, maybe you'll get one of your nasty friends to breathe on the starter. So I think it's going to be interesting these next few weeks with the NFL COVID.
2 weeks to slow the spread, guys. When we come back, we'll have Jeffrey the Edge Schechter's fix. You don't want to miss it. It's all next on Football's Play to Win.
We break a sweat to get you feeling comfortable. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Welcome to Hope USA. It's a feeling that exists inside us all. And real places where Wells Fargo and small businesses are working together to help bring hope to the streets of our communities and beyond.
This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad. There's something to hold on to.
This is the part where I rushed to save the day.
Wow, what a ride.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
You just bought a new house. Now you've got to move. Nobody likes to move. That's why you call Atlanta Peach Movers. Your choice for the best move. No job is too big or too small, and you can be assured your belongings will get where they need to be on time and in one piece. Our in-house training facility ensures our team is ready to offer you unmatched service and a no-hassle moving experience. For the best value in the business, call Atlanta Peach Movers for a free quote today.
There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com. We're here to wow you.
Today's college and NFL predictions report is being brought to you by the Georgia Department of Public Health. Vaccination is the best tool to protect lives and stop the spread of COVID-19 in Georgia. Learn more at dph.georgia.gov/COVID-vaccine.
Welcome back. Let's have some college and NFL predictions with the one, the only, Jeffrey the Edge Schechter. Jeffrey, what you got up your sleeve this week?
Well, hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a good football time, too. Military Bowl, Boston College, East Carolina. East Carolina came out very strong at the end of the year. They even hung around with Cincinnati. Take the 3 with East Carolina. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Maybe they'll guarantee me a win. West Virginia is a 4.5-point underdog to Minnesota. I don't think West Virginia can hang with Minnesota. Run right through them. Give the 4.5. Pittsburgh's play Peach Bowl. Pittsburgh and Michigan State, both teams' best players out. I think Michigan State's got more left over. Give the 2.5 with Michigan State. In the pros, Arizona lost to Detroit last week, and Indianapolis beat New England, so everybody thinks Indianapolis is an easy pick. Doesn't work that way. I like Arizona giving the 1 point. I like Minnesota getting 3 points at home against the Los Angeles Rams. They don't screw up in the fourth quarter. Minnesota's a tough team. And Baltimore's a dud. They're playing at Cincy. Cincy's got a good defense. Give the 2.5 with Cincinnati. Now, semifinal games. Cotton Bowl. Alabama 13.5 over Cincinnati. I like Bama. Cincinnati's a good team. I just like Bama. Big situation. Nick Saban will have them ready, and they should cover the 13.5. Georgia against Michigan. Michigan's an 8-point underdog, and Harbaugh's a great coach, and Michigan's very physical, and they're not going to get pushed around. Take the 8 with Michigan. Good luck, everybody.
And thank you, Jeffrey, for giving us all something very smart to talk about with our families out there as we all celebrate the holiday, guys. A very safe and happy holiday season to all of you. Thank you for joining us for another awesome week of Football's Play to Win. We'll see you all next Saturday at 9 a.m. on Fox 5.
Today's show has been brought to you by This Is It Barbecue, Atlanta Peach Movers, and your Atlanta Nissan dealers.